Greetings and salutations. Here we are in the dressing room giving you your notes. All right. Gold Star Molly.
Yeah, I have yes Molly written like 3 times.
Your Scott in the first half was stronger than your Scott at the end of the show. So whatever you did for Scott in that first scene, oh my gosh, pull it all the way through the whole show. It was so good. Kat, we might want to use your pants for mermaid.
Love it.
That's my little note. Faster on something. I don't know what. I just wrote faster on. Clear on the word Rundoon, Molly, in that first scene. Everybody clarify Rundoon, because Rundoon isn't a place that we know exists. Addie, when you're carrying on the Neverland, keep the ship towards the audience. You were BTA, and I needed that not to be it. Do you have anything before that?
Yes. You have to come in character in the blackout because we can see you, and don't you dare move in the silence. It has to be so still because there were a couple people that are moving today, and my eye immediately went to them.
General note, all entrances and exits need to be faster. Yeah. Right now, we're running about 10 minutes longer than the adult cast, and I think if we sped up our entrances, we could cut a whole minute off the show. Yeah. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
Athena, you do and up to the stars. I like that. Can you do it without the arm? Mm-hmm. I have yes, Molly. Great job, Lily. There's so much less extraneous movement.
Yes.
Ava, you better grunt when you get thrown to the ground, because right now Annie and Athena are doing it. There's another Molly compliment. Just that all the sailors and soldiers should take the directness that Molly is giving. We already talked about Addie. We already talked about standing in the wings and character. Lauren, I'm going past it now. Lauren, you gotta grab your coin purse quicker. Just because.
Lauren, we actually cut the coin purse for the adults because we started having that issue. So just put the coins in your pocket of your jacket and you'll be able to just pull them right out.
Lily, can you throw the cat over your head? Because now to the side it's like catching. If you throw it over your head, it will go straight through the flats that are open.
And Adam, we need a higher pitched meow. You sound like a dinosaur.
Yeah. Lauren, on Mrs. Bumbreak, when you call her, you can just look at her. Right now you're doing, like, to the head, to the sky. Just look over in her direction. I'm
going to back up for a moment.
Yeah, do it.
Alf, can you be a little more center when they are bringing on the trunks and you're saying that line? We're 2 trunks, blah, blah, blah. And if they are messing up on the trunks, you're going to have to vamp there. Yeah. 2 trunks. Gosh, 2 trunks are really central to this plot, blah, 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 blah. Vamp for me. Don't care. Carry that moment if they're not there.
Yeah. Chase, good job on your entrance for the Air Zuka. You just need more confidence now. So just speak out.
Adam, can you meow right before look, Daddy, which is what makes Molly turn around and look at you, so you're over there like, meow.
Yeah, I have that too.
Okay, and then she's like, look, Daddy, a cat.
And if you're giving facial expressions, you can look like the sweetest cat in the world, which is why then it's like such a switch.
Yeah.
Bumbreak, can you fall in love with Alf after he talks about your eyes?
Yes.
Because I really liked how you you jumped when Alf popped up, but then you immediately fell in love with him. So you can be a little wary of him at first, and then the second that he compliments your eyes.
You were just hit on by a creep.
Yeah.
So you are wary of all men on this ship right now.
And then he turns out to be nice.
Just nice. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes. For the world's tiniest hallway. Great reacting to the hallway. I remember this specifically for Eden. That was awesome.
Where we are. I have a couple notes before that. Can I hit that first?
Yeah.
General note, you guys need to be ready and be there for We Can and Black Stashes. Every single one of you needs to go through, make a note, and when you're backstage getting ready for those, especially the jump on stage Black Stashes, you need to be like, guys, get over here. We have Black Stash in a second. You got to do it. And those people that remember every single time, thank you. Get everybody else on board. I know right now you get like your own little special moment, but it does not like hit and carry the same amount of power if we don't have everybody on stage for those Black Stash moments and the we can moments. And you guys need to be there. You need to be standing. You need to be listening for the line, and you need to jump right in. Molly, can you come forward a little bit more as your very special humans and judge the special humans just a little bit more on that line where you're judging the dodo moments? We need to prep that long rope better backstage. You guys need to talk through it with each other and figure out how you're going to come on stage with that rope maybe partially prepped, because right now you're getting on stage and struggling a lot. So I'd rather have it prepped a little bit more backstage, or go through that a couple of times with each other during breaks or whatever to make sure that you can get it on stage faster. And I think we are now, Chase, that rope needs to be at your waist, not all the way down straight arm. I know it's a difference of 6 inches, but right now the rope is like, wah, and I want it like this as they first come into the world's tiniest hallway. Take it away.
Yes. Just one more time, bum break. Don't separate those words in between. You can't separate single words, but you can separate in between sentences. If you need help, feel free to come ask me. This is just a reminder, set your props. Which is totally fine. It was the first run. Oh, and bum break, I'm fine if you make some, like, gagging noises during the creaks. Nothing, like, don't add any lines, but you can, or, like, body movement or something, just because it's like, we're creaking, which is already good, but I think it could be better. Do you have anything else for that?
No, my next note is gold star for Alf going down the corridor like a pro, because you would have walked down this corridor a gazillion times.
Yes.
It only makes sense that you would be like, I got this, and Molly's like struggling and crawling behind you.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. Phenomenal choice.
For Molly Descends, we just need to run it. Like,
yeah,
so that's great.
And we have some really long scene changes in there. We got to pick that up, y'all. Just pick up your pace. As soon as those lights go out, you should go faster than you ever do on stage.
Yeah. Next I have Dungeon.
Yep.
Oh,
I have.
It scared me. Boys, can you start doing the food line during Eden's line? Because it's always such a weird pause that I'm like, why wouldn't you, the second that Eden comes in, just start asking for food? Annie, get behind that box when you hide from Molly. Because right now you're like getting on top of it, and it kind of is like, I don't know why you'd hide on top of a box. So get behind the box.
Also, Annie, the word worms. We say worms. They would say worms. Worms.
Yeah, and I think you had a amazing. I loved Prentice today because he was kind of a jerk, and then he redeemed himself at the end.
I really liked that too.
Don't let it lose the accent though, because there were some parts where it was just like straight Wisconsin girl, but then there were other parts that were not. It was super good. And then, if you don't have anything, I have notes for the whipping.
I have a couple notes for whipping too. I also have another note: move faster and scene changes.
Yeah.
Again. Okay.
For whipping, I have really good job, Charlotte.
Yep.
I'm super picky, and I very hard to please, and I got chills at this part. Yeah, it was really good. Those whip cues. Oh, well, this isn't for. We'll talk. The whip cues just have to be on the whip.
It doesn't matter. I was going to fix this with Charlotte. If you are making the whip sound against the ground, you need to hit that whip on the ground farther. You don't notice that.
You don't. Yeah.
If that's what we establish as the sound for the whip, then it works. So Charlotte, I want to work with you on how to make that whip sound a little bit more.
Perfect. I just said Athena. Wow.
Lily, I need a little bit more support from your diaphragm on Wings of a Dove so that you don't have that airiness. I loved the feeling of the sound you found.
I did too.
But you need to have the support so that you can keep that nice... I don't know how to describe the sound other than this. Like, this is what the sound was, and that's exactly what I want it to be. It needs to be floaty like that. Floaty is a good way to say it. But you need to support it a little bit more. If Katie Berenberg is around at all, ask her for some like tips on that, on how to use her instrument, because she is phenomenal with that.
Pirates. Pirates, you can't be giggling when you're supposed to be scared. I know it's funny for you, but you just have
Deadpan.
You gotta suck it up.
You gotta play some bunny or
Yeah,
something.
seriously.
Yeah.
Just that Allie, you've really grown a lot since Midsummer.
Yes.
Allie, that knife is upside down, but I don't hate it.
We have another knife that's double-edged.
Cool. I don't hate it if the knife is upside down.
also
Like
like
that feels very Sash to me. And then Arya, you really got the bit. Like
Yo, Arya, you have
really
blossomed.
Really kills now.
Oh my gosh.
But that's all I have.
Boy, can you be a little more center rather than downstage after the whipping? Just so that moment that you and Molly share can be seen. That was one thing that I was mad at myself with the adult cast, is that they were so far down stage. I could barely see that beautiful moment where she grabs your hands and you let her lead you. Okay. I wrote down pirate moments as well. Pirate moments, they're too fast. Okay? That's what it is you guys can be like, ha! But right now you're doing, ha! Right? So it's gotta be, you just gotta slow it down and control it a little bit more. Now that you have the movement, and it's so good in that scene 5 where you're behind Aster and Scott. Is that where you are?
Yeah. That's where I just finished, so yeah.
So good, so good. I do want to flip-flop too for hype purposes. Now that we have Ryan back, I need to flip-flop Addie and Ryan. So Ryan, you're gonna have to hunch just a little bit, but you're like 2 inches shorter than Addie, so I need you in front. So
Yeah.
Addie and Ryan flip-flop in your places that you usually are.
You'll be able to see you both, because I couldn't even see
I could barely
didn't
see
even know
Ryan.
was there.
And she's got great facials, and Addie has more upper body movement in her character.
I
So
love it.
flip-flopping you guys is going to help a lot.
Cats can fly too. All I have here is take a second longer, Athena, before you realize that you just like bared your heart and soul. Like, just take a small beat before I think about that a lot, where you're like, oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. But that is truly all I have for that scene, other than the fact that obviously there was something wonky about the rope going into Slank's cabin.
Yes, Molly Gibbons. I need less fear and more anger when you're in the cabin tied up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, initial fear. After that, it needs to turn into aggressive behavior over fearful behavior to sell the fact that you're a soldier.
Do you have anything for the cat flying scene?
I have a note that I don't want the pirates doing any type of quick fighting behind what's going on in front. That draws the eye. So, congratulations. Too much. If you're gonna fight, it's gotta be slow and you're okay? Because otherwise it doesn't play. Allie, can you say people have paid for nannies and dramagrams?
Yeah, that's good.
So that we can sell dramagrams in the middle of the show? Like, sell the idea of dramagrams, I should say. So, I would love that. Sponsor. Shameless plug.
My next notes are for the first love scene.
My next note is, Addie, great pirate choices. Don't drop your character. You're making really strong, beautiful choices. Now you got to carry them all the way through the entire scene. I haven't seen those choices from you yet, so I'm really loving them. Also, general note, if you're doing something funny and you want to see if we are noticing you, don't look over to see if we are noticing you.
Yeah, that's so true.
All of you are now up there going, do they see me? Are they watching me? We see you. Trust me.
Yeah,
we
do.
see you. But when you look at us, wondering if we see you, then we also notice.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta go over that flying cat blocking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the rope movement.
To be easier.
I gotta fix the squeaky costume ceiling. I'm gonna try. I make no promises. But general note, when you walk just down the hallway that leads out the costume area,
Quiet feet.
you just gotta go real slow. You gotta go real slow.
Or like on your tiptoes. That's what.
Even then it squeaks. It's
so
just
loud,
a bad ceiling. So, there we are. Note for Brady, switch Ryan and Addie. Addie the ship is my favorite thing. I loved it. Chase, you need to be downstage to the right of the pole when you're driving the ship. Okay? You literally pick up that wheel and you stay right there. Don't move. Chase, you need to touch base with Carmen about your Spanish. Because if you're still having issues with that Spanish tomorrow, we're going to cut that part of the line. And it won't matter to the plot of the story. I still want to give you the opportunity to continue working on that. And Carmen speaks Spanish, so she would be a really good resource for you. Knitting the rail. I'm into the railing scene.
Yeah, perfect. Just, you got to get out there railing, and everyone does need to model after knitting. I know it's going to be so hard to sit on your knees for that long, but if your posture isn't perfect, like, I immediately clocked the people that didn't look like knitting.
Yep.
And then it just looked sloppy.
Yep.
But then when everyone was.
It lacks commitment at that point in time. And when things lack commitment on stage, they stand out more than the people who have the commitment.
Yeah.
General note, I already saw one run sheet out there. Addie, way to go. Make yourselves a run sheet. If you need to have them backstage, if you need to have them in the lobby, pasted to the walls backstage left, I am here for it. Please do it. But I think everybody needs to sit down and write down what they do when so that you don't forget. Because right now we're just missing entrances.
I have a general note too.
General note.
If you forget your line, you can't laugh.
Nope.
You can't react to it because then it just takes me out of it so much. I want you all to start running this like you're actually running it for an audience, so that when we have an audience, nothing changes.
Yep.
Because what's going to happen is with comedy, once you get an audience, it gets a million times bigger.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, now it's too much. So I would rather you run it exactly like how you're going to do it for every show. One, to conserve your instruments, and also because that's just what needs to happen.
Yep.
So if you mess up, act like you're really messing up during the show. What would you do?
Yep. Molly and Boy, this is the one exception to this. You need to be louder, especially in your solo scenes where you have all of your intimacy moments. Not intimacy moments, but like intimate is what I was going after. Yeah. Intimate moments. Those scenes you naturally quiet down to like try and find that realism, and you found it. Your scenes are beautiful. Yeah, they're absolutely so stunning, giving me chills, making me want to cry, especially the day after closing another cast of this. I was near tears today. But you just got to be louder, because right now I can hear you in the second row, not great, and the people in the back row aren't going to get anything.
Won't hear you at all.
So,
Kat, you tapped in that scene. I want you to have the same energy that you have when you find Peter outside of his cage from the beginning. First line.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I normally put names with these things, and I just stopped. A lot of good jobs. In terms of commotion, love the energy. You gotta just be a tiny bit quieter.
Yep.
So that we can hear the lines in front. I loved how loud it was. It just now is too loud.
Yes.
For me to even hear the lines.
Yep.
So you have to, when you hear lines, that's when you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna give it 100, but it's gonna be a quieter 100.
Sell it with your body, not your voice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now also, be kind to yourself.
The have faith, have wings lift. Beautiful. Addie, I need you stronger on that wind, gale, knots line.
Yeah, I have here for everyone, yell it if you know it. Like, if you know that a line is coming, I'd rather get the line out than people be scared to do it.
Molly and Boy, right before the wheel spins out to sea, can you be closer? So when you drop Boy back on the deck, can it be closer to the spinnies? so that you're more upstage for when Slank comes on stage, so we can imagine a little bit more that you guys are in different places. I would love that. Ted, when you're spinning the wheel out to sea, can you have a little bit more drama in how you move it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alf and Bumbreak, can you make your entrance a little bit sooner so you can be more set and be frozen in that moment together as everybody starts to laugh at the fact that you guys are in a small cabin down below? It's a funny line, okay?
Haha.
Haha. Eden and Lily, you got all capital letters, gold star for that moment.
Killer.
Oh my gosh, you guys have done so much beautiful work on that, and I absolutely love it. When we are picking the ships to face each other, Smee, I'm going to borrow something from the adult cast for this one. Can you be going, pivot, pivot, pivot? It's a Friends joke that all of your parents will get, and it's hilarious, and it helps sell that moment of us pivoting the ships towards each other. So, Aria, please do that.
Love it.
I need everybody to go over the words before red over white over red. You guys were really strong on red over white over red, but nobody has any idea what the words are before that. Review those lines because you gotta know them. And right now, ask Lauren. Lauren knows them inside and out.
And just in general, for all of our songs, the diction needs to be more. Especially for the Molly diving into the ocean. What is that one called?
Dive and swim.
Yeah, that.
Swim on again.
Swim on. Yeah, that song needs a lot of diction.
As we are shouting all of those things, whole waves, blah blah blah. You guys are now at like a 12 volume wise, and I need you at like an 8.
Yeah.
Like it's just way too loud. I'm
That's
sitting out there
okay.
going,
it was too quiet before.
too much. So congratulations, back it off, everybody. Just keep the projection. Just don't give it quite so much punch. And then when we are facing each other after we've pivoted, can we follow the captains and they're going to figure out how to make the whole stage going like this together. Okay? So, Slank and Stash should be leading their ships and going like this.
Yeah.
It's something I never got to fixing with the adult cast, and I would love for you guys to have that. Not that.
Perfect. I just have that for Swim On is the best that the song has ever been.
Yes.
And that you shouldn't look scared. At the
No.
end, because you guys got it.
Quieter Pandemonium. I made that note. That was a good. I need somebody to get the Wasp.
Yeah, the Wasp.
Who was supposed to get the Wasp?
I don't know if we assigned it, but maybe.
Okay. Let me think through it real quick. Usually our Alf grabbed it. In the other cast. So, Eden, can you grab the Wasp after the fight? And no, because you're dragging Adam off stage. Can you drag Adam past the Wasp ship?
And Adam
grabs the ship and gets drug off the stage
perfect.
with the ship.
That's perfect.
That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
What the heck? Molly and Boy is drowning, and Molly's like, Boy! You started doing some of this, but not all of it. Can you say the lines like you're shouting to someone who's far away?
Yeah, I'll sell it more.
It'll sell it so much more. Lily, other side of box.
You fixed it already.
I did. Great. Lauren, knee. This I am now into Act 2.
Yeah, I am too.
Great.
You can go for it.
Lauren Heitinen. I'm sure Carmen might be addressed. I'm sure Carmen might.
Sure,
That
Carmen
makes
might.
sense. I'm sure Carmen might be addressing this. When you are doing the knee line and you're going the back and forth with your knees. Hi, are you addressing this with the
I don't
knees?
know. I might. I sure might.
You might be. Can you tilt that down so you can see my legs as I do this? You need to make sure, Lauren Heitinen, that you pop the one knee. Here, now you can see my knee. And that other knee is straight. Right now, this leg isn't straightening out. And so when you're doing that, you're doing this. And it just kind of looks like a weird trot rather than straightening that leg and popping the other knee, and then straighten and pop, straighten and pop. So general note, make sure you have one leg straight and one knee popped.
It's single, ladies.
You good down there?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just finished working with y'all.
Great.
Precise, precision.
Super. We're gonna finish this, and then we might be able to just like hang and chill a bit.
Yeah, I
Great.
don't have much more.
Great.
I have Ava, ha 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 ha. And good job, Chase, on your solo.
Quiet backstage left after Mermaid.
Yes. Truly nothing super for boy monologue. I just have,
Louder.
yep, louder, and I just have Tinkerbell Bird. Because I thought the bird looked gave Tinkerbell
Adam.
vibes. So good. So good.
Adam, you've been given this, and you've made it into this.
Yeah, so
and
good.
that is everything you should always do in life. Oh my gosh, you found it. I love
Yes. I'm on Coming Down the Mountain next.
it. What does this say? I gotta get out of here. The I gotta get out of here realization needs to come a little quicker. You were laying there for quite a while. It's gotta be. I hate being like this, okay?
Cool.
Like, settle into it and go.
That's a
'Cause
change.
otherwise it starts slowing down. I'll talk to you in a second, Brady.
That's a change from mine, so do that. I agree.
I just feel like it drags out that moment
Yeah.
otherwise, and after so much high energy on Mermaid,
That's fair.
we have too much of a change.
Cool.
Alf and Bum Break, I need more swimming and less pushing on the ground. Let Lauren drag you. You guys need to be trying to paddle ineffectively.
Cool.
Ted, as you're trying to open the pineapple, you're like, ow, Toku. And then you gotta be like, maybe here? No.
Yeah, find
maybe
different
there.
Find different ways to do
No,
it.
find tactics for opening the pineapple. You like bang it on the ground like a monkeys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when they break.
When they're trying to break open coconuts, like mess with that pineapple trying to open it.
Yeah.
Prentice, your mock of leadership. Okay, you're saying mark.
Yep.
It's a
the
mock of true leadership.
It's the mark of true leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
General note, don't mouth words during coming down the mountain. Half of you are going, Chianti, linguini.
Yeah.
And you're like mouthing the words of what else is going on. You got to be thinking of not mouthing them.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
That's what I have too.
gotta be the
But
same
also
person.
specifically, Ted and Prentice, when you get lost, I can totally see you if I'm sitting in a different place. So you need to be acting while you're behind those leaves. And also, just homework. Everyone, look over that video just twice, 3 times more. It's so close.
Boys, when Fighting Prawn says, primi pranzo dopo gabinetto, let's lean into you not understanding that. Go, huh?
Yeah.
What is he saying? And then, hello! And you're like, oh, okay, I understand you. Good. Okay, so like make it confused first and then understand.
Yeah.
So that we can sell that a little bit more of this whole, like, I don't understand you when you're not speaking English.
Yeah. I have, for the mollusk, Ava, for Fighting Prawn. Can pasta be a command instead of just like a thought? I want you to command those mollusks because you get them in such good moments, and that one was just lacking a little bit.
Absolutely.
And then for this, I don't super have any notes other than just make sure that you're listening. In general, in the show.
Yes.
Make sure that you're always listening so that we don't drop lines.
Ted and Prentice, when you're talking, I nodded off before the end. Can you guys get on the far side of Peter so he becomes the go-between Ted and Prentice and the mollusks, and like kind of pull Boy towards you and be like, I don't know what's going on. I nodded off. Okay, you did this, but it didn't quite sell it. So pull Boy away just a little bit so that you can sell that a little bit more.
Yeah, my next notes are for Mr. Grin.
Okay, I have a splash. Move with haste after the splash scene. You all go, Molly! And then you're like, okay, I guess we'll go find her. It's got to be, Molly, go! All right, it's got to be, get off stage, push people out of the way. As soon as you get off stage, get out of the way. other people are coming behind you. Literally hit the wall on the opposite side of the room. Get out of the way, because there's a whole group of people that have to get off stage behind you. So if you get off stage and then you're like, okay, I'm fine now, you're going to cause problems for everybody behind you.
Is this the running, when they're bullet time running?
No,
Oh.
this is when they're leaving the splash scene, the grotto. They were all like, Molly! And then some
gotcha.
people got off stage and were like, da-da-da, and everybody behind them is like still
Yes.
trying to get off stage, but they're like,
Yes.
right up against the people who've already
I
gotten
have
off
a couple
stage.
things before that.
Go.
Eyes, turn on the eyes after Molly realized she has a plan, because I saw Annie notice the eyes so much longer before Annie had to say the eyes.
Yep.
And just help her
Agreed.
help them out. Do that. Bravo, Peter. Evie, can you run back to him? Right now
Great.
you're
I'll be
walking,
down in a minute.
and the situation is far more dire than that. If it is a time the mollusts are coming, you need to run back to him before your cute moment, which was super cute. And then I have teacher, for Ryan, if you're going to check your nails, make them as big as your other movements.
Oh my gosh.
Because I
it was
loved it.
so good.
And also Molly, Molly the character, you have a rival in teacher, because Peter's into teacher, and
Yeah,
I really like
loved
that
it.
choice.
Peter was like, oh, okay.
You're a mermaid.
And I was like,
I was like, wait a
yes.
minute. Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
love that.
That's original Peter Pan.
Yeah, really good, really good. And then you brought, I don't know if you knew it, Athena, but you brought it back later again when you talked about Mermaid, and I was like, yeah, that's so
I love it. I love it.
I don't,
And Molly, maybe you read that and you're like,
wait a minute. Why is
someone else likes Peter? What?
I
love
don't have
that.
any notes for winners, yes. So then, if you have any before, there's
Bloomer
second.
direction. The bloomers were the wrong way. The bloomers, the wind has to be blowing into them, so they need to be going that way, not towards you.
Yeah. I was thinking about that
But also
too.
that was hilarious, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So you two keep playing, because
It was great. And
It's
if you run
wonderful.
into the box, I loved your little ad lib, Lily. It worked.
It was
So,
great.
If it happens, it happens.
excuse me. I gotta clean the jungle movement, so I'm probably gonna do
and
that
just in
today.
general, look over those lines, narrators, because there is a little hesitation.
Yeah.
And I already told you, Athena and Evie, but the box is going to be spiked so that you can put
Yep.
all of that out to the audience.
Mhm.
And it was mostly out to the audience. I don't know what happened at whatever point, but for some reason it was turned towards the wall at the end.
Yep.
Which would be great if this was in the round, but we're not. So
Bummer.
sad.
Boys on So Hungry, So Very Hungry, where are you at?
Sailor Boy, no notes.
No notes.
Truly no notes.
So
on Sailor
big, so
Boy.
beautiful. Absolutely
Even
love
without
it.
music, I loved it.
So Hungry, So Very Hungry needs to happen faster. So it's got to be so devious, so very devious beat. So hungry, so very hungry, so that entrance
Way.
happens a little bit faster.
Yes.
Fix, stack, fig. Slower mollusk ensemble movements in that final scene were far too aggressive. Another moment where I need all of you to just slow down those mollusk movements. Chase, you were making big choices, loved them, too fast, and you were stealing attention from where I needed to be looking. General note, please be careful with the trunks. You cannot throw the top open. You must place the top
Yeah,
open.
because Allie truly almost lost their hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I heard it crack as you guys opened it a couple of times.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Nice.
These need to make it through the weekend.
Yeah.
They need to make it through the weekend. This set only needs to make it through one more weekend. Okay.
For that fight, better on the energy, not the fighting go faster, but the transitions in between the fighting sections need to go
Yes.
faster. Because it has to be Ted under the arm, Prentice, Prentice, Prentice. On that, you're already walking up. You don't need to wait. I don't care if the fight happens during the lines. I truly don't care. And then, speaking of trunks, I would love an audible groan from the pirates when the trunk is empty, because that's happened 3 times now.
Not again.
Yes.
I would love that too.
And then, Allie, I like the, and I bet your milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm not interested. Can we try it, keeping it the same energy for milkshake brings all the boys to the yard? Just to see. If I hate it, then I'll tell you.
when the hand is fed to the croc, Adam, can you make some yummy croc noises?
Yeah, because you're doing that earlier, and I really did like it.
I loved it.
And then, once again, I'm very picky, but the finale almost got me. And that is a feat in itself, because nothing makes me cry. So, yeah, you guys got me. A little teary. Other than that, I was basically just watching at the end.
Prawn. I don't know what that says.
Oh, it's about Alf and Prawn being kind of rivals for Betty, which is kind of getting played, and I loved it.
I want to talk to Alf, Prawn, and Betty Bumbrake. I have ideas for you.
Yeah.
Peter, remove the hand removal when she's holding your face needs to be less angry and more like I'm making the choice to let you go.
Yeah.
It's got to be a release, not a throw. Does that make sense?
Because I think after that point, you're not. I mean, you could still be angry, but Dad has fixed this for you.
Yeah.
So.
And also, like, it changes that entire interaction. How you release their hands.
Yeah.
Changes the whole interaction. All right, my last one. Molly Gibbons. For that narrator Scott line, can you leave us with a nice, like, let Aster leave, maybe even be standing, like, by the black curtain in between the hallway and the closet, and when you hear Aster walk out, breathe, 2, 3, walk on.
Go. Yeah.
Because we need to give Peter a couple moments of being stuck alone again.
Cool.
To really let that sink in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go stage your bows now.
Love it.
Love you guys.